Hey there, welcome back to Matcha. When people list the anime that reshaped the medium, classics like Attack on Titan, Death Note, Fullmetal Alchemist, Steins Gate, and Re:Zero always get the spotlight, and deservedly so. But their praise has been shouted from every rooftop, so today I want to point the camera somewhere fresher. The standout series of 2025 that surprised audiences, pushed creative limits, or quietly lodged themselves in your chest long after the credits roll. These aren't just the loudest hits, they're the ones that linger, the shows you find yourself thinking about the next morning. All right, let's dive into the top 10 best animes of 2025 so far.
Number 10. The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity centers on Rintaro Tsuchimikado, the heir to an elite family weighed down by traditions he never chose, and Kawaruko Wakamiya, a girl from a prestigious background whose perfect image hides the cracks of suffocating expectations. Their worlds should never intersect, yet an unexpected encounter draws them together, sparking a bond neither of them can ignore. What makes this story stand out is how it doesn't rely on melodrama, but instead on the tension of their quiet defiance. Each secret meeting, each unspoken thought feels like a small rebellion against the lives scripted for them. The allure lies in watching how these subtle choices unravel carefully built facades, revealing vulnerabilities and desires neither character was meant to show. It's a layered tale of restraint and resistance, and just as its whispers carry weight, the next series on our list roars with ambition, energy, and fierce competition.
Number 9, Witch Watch centers on Nico Wakatsuki, a newly trained witch who moves in with childhood friend Morihito Otagi, an ogre whose family serves as her protective familiar. The story tracks their awkward daily life as Nico's impulsive experiments, turning herself into paper, summoning eccentric familiars, or botching helpful spells, invite trouble, and force Morihito's brute strength and calm patience to compensate. The hooks are inventive spell comedy, sharp physical gags that escalate into surprising set pieces, and a tender core rooted in mismatched domesticity. The contrast between chaotic magic and grounded emotional beats makes each episode feel playful and meaningful. Character-driven reveals arrive when Nico's spells backfire, exposing secrets and unexpected loyalties in charming ways. Enchantment here is treated like household plumbing. Inconvenient, oddly intimate, often hilarious. That blend of high-energy comedy and sincere warmth gives the series a bright, quirky rhythm that eases us into the next entry, an international superhero mashup.
Number 8. What if belief could be measured and weaponized? 2B Hero X unfolds in a world where public trust literally births power. Heroes gain abilities the more people believe in them, and the top-ranked become legends. The series follows Nice, an idealized hero whose public image hides a darker truth. Yang Cheng, Isol, a conflicted enforcer whose rage fuels strength, and Liu Wei Queen, a prodigy hell-bent on climbing to number 1 by any means. Lin Ling's arc flips identity and guilt into a tense moral puzzle, while the enigmatic top ranker known only as X shifts the rules by bending reality itself. The hook is ruthless and clever, an arena that blends tournament spectacles with social ambition, identity theft, and the cost of celebrity worship. Each showdown isn't just a fight, but a referendum on who we choose to believe. Political satire, explosive battles, and scrambling loyalties collide, making every ranking update feel dangerous. After this engineered glamour, the next entry pulls us back into ghostly chaos and raw personal stakes.
Number 7. Not every haunting begins with fear. Some start with curiosity. Dan to Dan throws together two unlikely classmates, Momo Ayase and Okarin, Ken Takakura, whose clash of beliefs sets off an unbelievable chain reaction. Momo trusts in spirits but mocks aliens, while Okarin is convinced of extraterrestrials but scoffs at ghosts. Their bet to prove each other wrong goes catastrophically right. Momo is abducted by aliens, while Okarin is possessed by a vengeful spirit. What follows is a wild, kinetic ride where cursed objects, psychic powers, and extraterrestrial conspiracies collide in battles that switch from absurd to terrifying in seconds. The hook lies in how romance, comedy, and horror are woven into breakneck action sequences, with Okarin's newfound turbocharged abilities and Momo's protective instincts sparking both chaos and chemistry. The series thrives on unpredictability. Anything can happen, and usually does. From this collision of the bizarre, we slide into a story where the absurd meets razor-sharp efficiency.
Number 6. Retirement doesn't erase old debts.
Sakamoto Days introduces Taro Sakamoto, once the deadliest assassin alive, now a soft-spoken shopkeeper devoted to his wife Aoi and their daughter Hana. His quiet routine unravels when Shin Asakura, a clairvoyant with ties to his past, drags him back into the world of hitmen and black market contracts. The tension lies in contrast, Sakamoto's outwardly gentle demeanor against his lethal instincts, using clever tricks like improvised weapons and tactical foresight to dismantle assassins who underestimate him. Supporting players such as the calculating Lu Xiaotang and the eccentric Heisupe Mashimo widen the battlefield with chaotic humor and explosive fights, keeping the pace relentless. Each clash escalates, blurring the line between family life and underground warfare. Humor, brutality, and heart twist together, making even grocery runs feel perilous. And while Sakamoto fends off ghosts of his past, the next title takes us far beyond Earth, into vast and uncharted frontiers.
Number 5. Not every war is fought on the ground. Moonrise drops Jack Shadow into a ruined Earth after a sudden lunar rebellion. As a scout, he joins an uneasy coalition with pilot Reese Rochelle, tactician George Landry, and the inscrutable operative Inanna Zinger to trace the rebels' technology. The premise hinges on two forces: high-stakes reconnaissance that uncovers evidence of manipulated memories, and a political theater where public narratives are weaponized. Jack's quest for revenge turns into a search for a leader who might broker peace or ignite eclipse-scale catastrophe. Hooks are visual scope, orbital battles, ruined skylines, and smart moral friction. Loyalty tested against propaganda, science-bending ethics, and the risk clear answers will demand impossible sacrifices. World-building drops puzzles in every episode, reveals land with cost. Expect operatic stakes, philosophical detours, and cinematic sequences linger. From this vast, star-scarred stage, we pivot next to a tighter, more personal sci-fi inquiry. Number 4. What returns when memory becomes currency? Lazarus follows Dr. Haru Kaneko, a memory engineer burdened by a failed reconstruction, and Mika Solar, a courier who wakes with shards of another life. They collide with Eidolon Corporation, which markets the Lazarus protocol as clinical restoration while enabling edits that alter testimony and shift blame. Agent Liu Wei oversees containment as a covert crew hunts proof that memories are bought and sold. The premise forces stark choices: restore trauma and expose truth, or edit memory and erase accountability. Hooks appear in non-linear timelines that snap into revelations, an oppressive score that loads silence, and production design that turns neon streets into moral mirrors. Brutal, precise action lands alongside quiet confessions that pivot the plot. Philosophical questions thread through kinetic set pieces, and the consequences ripple across families, cities, and fragile governments. From stolen pasts, we step into palace poison and patient deduction.
Number 3. What if a single diagnosis could tear an empire open? Mau Mau, a sharp-minded apothecary sold from the red light district into the rear palace, uses chemistry and observation to read symptoms others miss. And Jinsi, the androgynous eunuch who quietly runs palace administration, quietly trades favors with her to solve impossible cases. Season 2 expands those threats. Mau Mau deciphers poisons hidden in ceremonial tea, traces a string of unexplained fevers to a clandestine supply chain, and navigates the Emperor's jealousies, while Jinsi balances duty, a secret lineage, and dangerous allies like the enigmatic Surei. The premise hooks on forensic puzzles set inside ornate court rituals. Tiny botanical clues, overheard phrases, and subtle medical tests flip power dynamics. And each solved mystery peels back a new political layer. The show dazzles in its texture, period detail that smells of incense, clinical problem solving that reads like detective work, and a slow-burning tension between two clever, guarded people. From this practiced patience, we swing into something louder and far more immediate at number 2.
Number 2. What if a smile came with a price tag? Takopi's Original Sin follows Takopi, a bright-eyed alien mascot who lands with a simple mission: fix broken hearts by spreading joy. And Mio Harada, a young girl whose life has been hollowed out by loss and small betrayals. Their meeting starts like a fairy tale. Takopi's gadgets and goofy sincerity cut through silence, but the premise tightens when each forced smile uncovers deeper wounds. Favors that erase memory, kindness that substitutes for accountability, and the ethics of manufactured comfort. hooks emerge in the uncanny pairing of candy-colored animation and scenes that hit unexpectedly hard. The juxtaposition of childlike wonder and adult grief, and character beats where apologies don't erase consequences. Supporting players, Mio's quietly furious neighbor Kento and the social worker Rei complicate every rescue attempt, turning rescue into reckoning. Whispered debates about the ending and a rumored live-action pitch keep conversations alive, and the way tenderness turns fraught makes every episode feel like a small, unavoidable revelation. Hold that quietly charged ache. Next, the crown jewel waits at number 1.
Number 1. Some doors are never meant to be opened, but what if one man holds the key to all of them? Solo Leveling Season 2 cements itself as the defining anime of 2025, pushing Sung Jin-woo further into the impossible role of humanity's shield. Once the weakest hunter in Korea, Jin-woo now commands an army of shadows, his power eclipsing entire guilds, governments, and even nations. But this season shifts the scale. The monarchs emerge, beings older and stronger than anything humanity has faced, and Jin-woo must confront not just their armies, but the truth of his place between two worlds. Chae-in steps forward with her own harrowing battles, Eugene Ho wrestles with loyalty under crushing pressure, and the Hunters Association fractures as politics collide with survival. The hooks are immense, city-level fights rendered with breathtaking precision, intricate dungeon lore finally revealed, and Jin-woo's sacrifices deepening the emotional weight of every triumph. This isn't just escalation for spectacle's sake, it's the rare blend of blockbuster action with a protagonist whose struggle for control resonates on every level. Its global reach, relentless pacing, and ability to turn hype into lasting impact are what make it the number 1 anime of the year. And with that, our journey through 2025's best comes to a close.
And that wraps up today's countdown. We've gone through some of the most exciting titles set to return, from mind-bending thrillers to action-packed adventures, each promising unforgettable stories and incredible moments ahead. Whether it's a long-awaited sequel or a fresh new season, one thing's for sure, anime in the coming year is shaping up to be nothing short of amazing. Maybe leave a like and subscribe to make a guy happy after hours of editing. Press on that bell icon too while you're at it, so you'll be notified about all of my latest new videos. And as for now, I'll catch you later.